Tonight, I want to take you far away, far beyond cities, beyond roads, beyond anything you know, to a time before time when the sky was young and when a single night almost ended the world. This is the forgotten tale of the Shepherd of the Lost Moon, a legend whispered only by a handful of old storytellers and never ever told in English before. So sit back, let the fire crackle, let the shadows dance, and listen. The night the moon vanished. They say it happened on a night like any other. People were preparing their fires, wolves were howling on the distant hills, and the wind carried the usual smell of pine and steppe grass. But then, the world exhaled. The sky dimmed, the stars flickered, and the moon, the ancient silver eye of the heavens, simply disappeared. No warning, no sound, just darkness. It wasn't an eclipse, it wasn't a cloud, it was gone. Without the moon, the world changed. Rivers stopped whispering, birds refused to fly. Even wolves lowered their heads and whimpered, because in those old days, people believed the moon wasn't just a light. It was the clock of the world, the guardian of night, the guide of wandering spirits. And if it vanished, something very, very wrong had awakened, the one born of wolf and man. Deep in the grasslands, inside a great nomad camp, an elder woman named Cam Anna felt a burning pain behind her eyes. A vision, a prophecy breaking open. She saw a young man wrapped in moonlight. She saw wolves circling him not as predators, but protectors. And she heard a voice that felt older than creation. When the moon is stolen, the child of the wolf will find it. That young man's name was Alp Serim. He was different, found as a baby beside a gray wolf's den, raised half by people, half by the wild, quiet, sharp-eyed, fierce, but gentle. Cam Anna summoned him to her tent, a tent heavy, with incense, bones, drums, and old secrets. She told him the truth. The moon had not disappeared naturally. It had been stolen, taken by a being known only in whispers. Kurgin, a creature of shadow, born when the world was still soft and chaotic. A spirit who hated light and wanted a sky as dark as its own heart. And unless Serim brought the moon back, the night would swallow the world forever. Serim didn't hesitate. His answer was simple. Tell me where to start. The 3 trials of the endless night. Cam Anna handed him 2 things. A 3-stringed kopuz, said to carry the voices of ancient spirits, and a lantern holding a single firefly whose light never faded. Then she blessed him, and he rode into the darkness. First trial, the Sea of Fire. Serim reached a plain where the ground had cracked open, and rivers of red flame flowed like molten serpents. No human could cross, no horse could endure. So Serim sat at the edge, closed his eyes, and played the kopuz. The melody was gentle at first, then brave, then wild. A song of courage rising against fear. The flames listened. They swayed, they parted, and a narrow glowing path appeared for him alone. He walked through fire untouched. Second trial, the mountain without shadows. The next place was even stranger. A mountain where nothing had a shadow, not the rocks, not the trees, not even Serim himself. And without a shadow, the old stories warned, a person could lose their soul, drifting apart like sand in the wind. Serim felt the pull immediately. His thoughts grew foggy. His heartbeat slowed, until he remembered the lantern. The tiny firefly's eternal glow shone on the ground, and blessedly, gratefully, cast a shadow beneath his feet. The connection to his soul snapped back, and he climbed. Third trial, the windless steppe. On the third stretch of his journey, Serim entered a plain where the air was perfectly still. Not a leaf rustled, not a single breeze breathed. Without wind, the world felt dead. Spirits couldn't travel. Songs had no direction. Time itself seemed frozen. So Sarum did the only thing he could think of. He lifted his head and howled, a deep, wild, honest wolf's howl. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the steppe answered. Wind returned in a sudden, joyful rush, swirling around Sarum like an old friend. He laughed for the first time on his journey. The world was waking up again. The Palace of Shadows. Finally, Sarum arrived at Kurgan's domain, a palace woven from darkness. It pulsed like a living thing, and high above, chained by tendrils of shadow, hung the moon, dim, trembling, barely alive. Kurgan emerged, not as a monster of teeth and claws, but a tall, hollow figure, made entirely of moving black smoke. Its voice was a whisper and an earthquake at the same time. If you want the moon, give me your light. Sarum knew the meaning. Kurgan wanted his soul, his inner fire, his essence. Any normal person would have collapsed in fear. But Sarum remembered something Cam Anna once told him. Light doesn't only come from the soul. Sometimes, courage burns brighter. So Sarum did not offer his soul. He offered his song. He raised the kopoj and played. Not a melody of fear, not a melody of sorrow, but a song of the steppe, of wolves, of wind, of dawn rising after the longest night. The sound filled the palace. The shadows trembled. Kurgan shrieked, a thin, cracking cry, as the music tore him apart like sunlight breaking a storm cloud. With a final chord, Sarum shattered the chains of the moon, the shepherd of the lost moon. As the moon rose back into the sky, its first beam of silver light touched Sarum's face and left a mark. Not a scar, but a soft glow, like a drop of moonlight embedded in his skin. From that day onward, people said the moon watched over him, followed him, guided him, and on every full moon, if you look closely, you can see a faint shape walking across the high ridges, a figure with the calm steps of a shepherd, followed by the silent blessing of the moon itself. Thus he became known as the Shepherd of the Lost Moon. And thanks to him, the night never vanished again.